At this point now, scientists have come to the conclusion that there are over 300 billion stars in our galaxy, and perhaps over 1 trillion planets in our galaxy alone, right? And then you talk about the galaxies that exist outside of our galaxies, and the planets and the things that are flying around outside of outer space where we can't even see. And scientists say that the chance of two galaxies colliding, that's outside of what we can see, the chance of two galaxies colliding, where there are over 100 billion of them, is the same possibility as a fly from Paris and a fly from DC colliding. So what you should ask next is, how vast is that space that contains those 100 billion galaxies that we think exist and we can't even see? And subhanAllah, when you look at the Big Bang Theory and how this all came together, scientists will happily admit that if things were even 1 trillionth of a second off, none of this happens. None of this around us happens. In fact, not a single star forms. And so when you look at the creation around us, how vast it is, who could be doing all of this except for a creator, except for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? And how could we exist when scientifically there are over 200 known parameters that are necessary for a planet to support life? And every single one of them has to be perfectly met. So how could we possibly exist had it not been for a creator that put us here? And so I saw this article, floating around recently that science is increasingly actually making the case for a designer, for God. And Dr. John Lennox from Oxford, he said that the more we get to know about our universe, the more the hypothesis that there is a creator gains credibility as the best explanation of why we are here. And so it has to be something, the creator has to be something that is outside of our concept of time, because obviously time is created, and time, there has to be a cause and effect, and creation has to be created, and so on and so forth. It has to go back to something that is completely free of our notions of time, that is completely free of our notions of cause and effect, that is completely self-existent, and that has a will in order to will the creation to begin in the first place. And that's Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.